Hey guys, back with another SuperCoach video. First week of the buys are over. It was an up and down sort of weekend, but the team stayed around par, scored 1,971, moved up just over 200 spots, and now sitting just outside the top 2,500. Yeah, pretty decent week. Obviously would have liked a little more, but we stayed around the mark, so I'll definitely take that. Won 3 out of 3 league matchups, that's always good. So let's move on to the team. So before I go through the team, obviously I still have Whitfield on the bench there. I had him out of the team before round 12 began, but I decided to reverse it and reassess. I had him out for Luke Ryan. Obviously he had the round 12 bye. I went to Ryan because I already had 18 for round 12, so I figured trade in someone who has the round 12 bye so I can have more players for rounds 13 and 14. But obviously I reversed and Whitfield's still here. So at this point, I just feel like I'm gonna go through with my normal trade plan and just keep Whitfield and hope he comes back as soon as possible. So starting off defense, as per usual, Jake Lloyd. Unbelievable, 42 touches and 9 marks. Great to see him at his best. Zach Williams returned and got a 106, great stuff. Jack Crisp, it's a roller coaster of emotions with this guy. 22 at half time, only the 8 touches, nothing else, just pissed me off. And then he goes out in the third quarter and gets more points than he did in the whole first half, and you just wonder, where the hell was that in the first half? I don't understand. If you can play a full 4 quarters, we could see some better scores, but it's just really annoying. I'm going to have to assess in a few weeks Crisp and Hoare, because it'd be either of those two that go out for my last primo. Preferably, I'd want it to be Marty Hoare that I trade out, because I traded in Crisp to be a premium. So hopefully he can start putting up better numbers and actually play a full 4 quarter game. But at least he recovered. And Marty Hoare, great first half, quieted down a little bit in the second half, but you definitely take that from him. Noah Answorth, really disappointing in a week where I needed him. And of course on the bench, Whitfield and Hinge didn't play. In the midfield, Josh Kelly and Lachie Neale, both these guys turned up pretty early, looked like they were in for some big scores. But Lachie Neale, he got shut down in the second half by Ed Curnow, and Josh Kelly just had a really rough fourth quarter, so both tons, you take that, but considering where they were at earlier in the game, you wish they scored a lot more. Paddy Cripps, an absolute monster. It was some AFL Evolution career mode stuff right there. 38 disposals, 7 marks, 4 goals, 8 clearances, put the team on his back. What a game from Cripps. Tim Kelly, great stuff, and it was just a great game to be at. Great to see the Cats absolutely smash the Tigers, so that was great stuff. Stephen Cornelio, he was a butcher, and he played forward a lot, so that was really disappointing. I don't know why he played forward so much, but yeah, his efficiency didn't help either. So hopefully he bounces back against North, and hopefully we see him play in the midfield more. Matt Crouch, he returned. He owes us. It looked like a 1-week injury, which ended up turning to, 3 weeks. So he owes us, and this is a good start. Great game from him. Sydney Stack, it looked like he was gonna have an early rest after looking like he had a groin injury in the second quarter, but he played out the game. Solid score, you take that. Oscar Baker, he was a butcher, which is disappointing, and of course the bench, all those guys had buys. In the rucks, Max Gawn, Brodie Grundy went up against each other, and Grundy definitely not at 100%, and Gawn took advantage of it. 34 touches as well, career high. That's unreal for a ruckman. And Grundy, the buy will definitely help him rest up. In the forward line, Paddy Dangerfield led the way. 38 disposals, 9 tackles. Just a great game from Danger. Had him as vice. Had to take a 149, of course, so I gave the captaincy to Hearn. Isaac Heaney, Good to see him ton. Liam Baker and Noah Bolter, very disappointing. Of course, there were a lot of disappointing Richmond players. But Bolter, he's playing a lot of key defence. So without that backup ruck role, he's not scoring well. And it's really been costly. He's lost 17k and his break even's I think 102 now. So he's probably got to go this week, which is really unfortunate. I would have liked to have kept him another week, but he's going to leak so much cash. That will do it for the team. Captain and vice captain. We'll do this. So captaincy, I want it to go to Josh Kelly for now. Cripps is obviously in consideration. He could be the vice as well. Cripps or Fife as vice? That's a tough one. I don't know. Because after the game Cripps just had, really tempting, but Fife as well. I'll put on Fife for now. This is going to be a flip the coin sort of situation between Cripps and Fife. So before trades, this is how the team will look, and I'm screwed, obviously. Just looking at all those blue dots. Gawn, Grundy out. Hearn doesn't have the blue dot, but that's because he's injured, so he'd have the red dot for all the SuperCoach stats users, but he's got the bye regardless. Hearn, Lloyd, Crisp, or Ainsworth. So this is before trades, and this is a really bad situation to be in. And just looking at that forward line too, I'm relying on Dylan Moore to come back, Josh Begley to keep his spot, Robbie Young to keep his spot. This is going to be a disaster. So my trades at the moment are assuming that Dylan Moore will come back in for Wingard, Begley will keep his spot, and Robbie Young will keep his spot. I'm having to hope for a miracle, really. But at the moment, my trades are Ainsworth out. I would have liked to have kept him longer, but his break even and Marty Hoare's break even, they're pretty similar. And Marty Hoare's got the better scoring potential, so he can stay in the team a bit longer. The other trades, I'm planning on 3 this week, so that will leave me with 8. But I do have a plan that can get me a finished team by around round 15 or 16, depending on everything else that happens around the league. And I should still have a few trades remaining, so that should be fine. So Bolter's the second one out, and the last one out is Baker. Like I said, it really depends on team selection. So this is what it is for now. I'll keep Baker if one of these 3 don't come back. I might have to keep Bolter as well, because at the moment I'm planning on an upgrade to Boak. And I might have to wait an extra week on that upgrade if one of these 3 forwards doesn't come back. But like I said, this is what it is at the moment. So Boak is the upgrade for this week. And the other 2 trades, again, relying on team selections here. Brett Bewley, he'll come in. I want to bring in Naish, but I've taken a look at how my team will look in later weeks, and I just can't do it. It won't fit the team structure to have Naish there as well. The only way I can bring in Naish is if I go Hinge to him, but I'm not going to get any cash from it, unfortunately, because Hinge got dropped. So it's pretty much a direct sideways trade, so I don't really want to do that. So Dersma goes into defense, and the last guy to come in, again, we're relying on team selections. Hopefully after he shut down Paddy Cripps, hopefully Dylan Clark keeps his spot. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. But those are the 3 trades. Ainsworth to Clark, Bolter to Boak, Baker to Bewley. That leaves me with 250.2k in the bank. And this is how the team will look going into round 13. I have 16 playing. I've accepted the fact that I am absolutely screwed this week. If team selections don't favour me, then obviously this is not how the team will look, because I'd have around 13 to 16, anywhere around that, 13 to 16 players playing, maybe even less if the guys I've traded in don't keep their spots. But this is a disastrous week. You just gotta hope for the best, but we'll see what happens come team selections. Moving on to leagues. In my own league, beat Isaac. That puts me at 9-1, and I am percentage behind first place, so I feel like I'm at a pretty good spot. And in Shorty's league, another big win, won by 23. Thank goodness for Jack Crisp recovering in that second half, because not only was I pissed off about his performance, just getting 22 in the first half, he was about to lose me the league matchup, but he recovered. And thank goodness for that. Got me the win, sitting at 8-2, first in the league, a game clear. So that's really good, especially with a disastrous round coming up. So this win was much needed, because I'm probably going to take the L in round 13. So that will do it for this video. Hopefully you guys had a great week. Surely you guys are in a better position than I am heading into this round. Hopefully the team selections are favourable, and I'll see you guys in the next video.